Hey guys, this is Junior Coder, and this is part 2 of the introduction to NumPy in Python. So as you can see in the last tutorial, we've went through how to define a one-dimensional array, a two-dimensional array, then we can get its dimension and its shape. So as you can see, these are how to get information from an array. And in this part, we're going to be going into how to access and change specific elements, rows, and columns in an array. So let's get started. Now before we get started, if you haven't checked out the first part of this tutorial, be sure to check it out. Because in this part, we're just going to be continuing what we did in part 1. So let's move on. So first, we're going to make a 2D array. So we'll call that C and p.array. And then I'll do a long one. You'll see why in a second. And then we'll do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So this is a 2x7 array. It's 2D. So if we just print C, you can see that it's 2 rows and 7 columns. It is a 2D array. So what if we want to get a specific element? Specific element. So to do that, we can use this notation of row, comma, column. So this is the row index, this is the column index. So I can do something like C. Let's say I wanted to get this 13 right here. Well, that's in the second row, but because Python starts its indexing in 0, so that's 1, row 1, comma, and then the 1, 2, 3, actually 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th column, so 1, comma 5. If we run that, you can see that it gives us 13. One thing that's cool is that you can also use the negative notation, similar to lists. So I can also say the negative second element, it would be the same, because this would be negative 1, and this would be negative 2, 13. So there's a couple of ways to do this, but we're going to stick with the first one. So next, let's say we want to get a specific row. So in this case, if we wanted, let's do C, if we wanted the first row and all columns, no, comma, and okay, so this gives us the first row and it gives us all of the columns. So yeah, as you can see, so it gives us the whole first row. And if we want a specific column, we do the same thing, but colon, comma, 0. So if we run it, it gives us the first column. So 1 and 8. And let's say we want to get 3 and 10. We'd do all the rows. So colon, and we'd do 0, 1, 2. So like that. 3 and 10. So now we're getting into more complex stuff. So it's start index, end index, and step size. So let's say I want between the numbers 2 and 6 and every other element, so 2, 4, and 6. So this is how you do it. So we'll do this is C, so C, then the start index is, so it's the first row, and it's so 1 is 0, so 1, that's 2, all the way to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 6 because it won't include actually 7. It'll just go up to 6. And then the step size is 2. So when we run it, see that it's 2, 4, 6, which is what we want. And I can also do negative, so this is negative 2. Oh, never mind, it's negative 1. I won't actually include negative 2. So 2, 4, and 6. Okay, so that's how you access elements. But if you want to change something, it's pretty straightforward too. So let's say we want to access that 13 we just did. So 1, 5. Then we'll do equals. we'll do like 18. Now when we print C, see that 13 is changed to 18. So that's pretty useful. And if you want to change an entire column, let's say we'll do C colon and 2. So let's say we want all of them to be 4s. So now when we run C, as you can see, these two are 4s, which are not supposed to be. They're supposed to be 3 and 10, but they're actually 4. And if you want it to be different numbers, you can just specify a list. Let's say 1 and 2. As you can see, 1, 2. So next we'll get into more defining arrays. So in the first part we actually defined some simple arrays like 1D and 2D, but these we actually specify the values. But we can also do, let's say, like an array of all zeros or all ones or even any other number that we want. So to start off, we'll initialize all zeros. So that's pretty simple. So we'll call that zeros, and then it's np dot zeros, and we'll specify a shape. Let's say 1D, 5 columns. And if we just do zeros, you can see that it's all zeros. And next we'll do all ones. So all ones, we'll do ones equal np dot ones. So this one will actually do 2D, so we need another parenthesis. Then we'll just do 2 and 5. We'll print 1. As you can see, 2 rows, 5 columns, all ones. And if you want any other number, so let's say D, it's actually np.full. This actually takes 2 parameters. So the first one is shape. We'll do 3x4. And the next one is actually the number that we want. So let's say 5. So now let's print D. As you can see, 3 rows, 4 columns, all 5s. So that'll be it for this video. If you learned something, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you next time. Bye.